I won't lie. I don't know how to open this. Like, part of me was thinking about doing like a sets or something. Like, okay, here's the little funny part, and then boom, right into my thoughts. But this is my thoughts on Dying Light 2, Stay Human. And I won't lie, I'm doing this completely off script because I feel as though, like, well, it's good that you can have everything kind of neat out and good to go for you. It it just seems much more genuine that one, my money's on the line, and I know that's totally random that I'm saying that right now because I did buy it, and two, that I'm kind of going off based what I feel and how I feel about it, which I think is really the big important part. So I won't lie, I was actually really hyped for Dying Light 2, knowing that Chris Avalon was going to be part of the project and everything. And the first Dying Light was pretty good. Um, it it wasn't like the perfect game, but it was something that just was like, you know what, it's a good fun time. I want to come back to it. And knowing that Techland, they're a good developer. Now that they got both feet on the ground, like I was really genuinely excited for this. Like, okay, all right, they're realizing they have some story kinks that they got to work out. All right, and go from there. But story wise, it just kind of feels like I was never really connected um, to Aiden or any of the main characters, so to speak. And that kind of stinks. Like, it tries its best, but it feels like it only has certain moments where you can definitely tell, like, oh, hey, this is a character that I really like. And honestly, that came into like the action sequence where it felt nonstop, where it's like, okay, yep, we gotta go. But there was one character I did like. It was the old man, Vincenzo's dad. Just cause I kind of go for the same thing that he does with a little bit of memory loss and like stumbling upon words, so to speak, all the time in real life or whenever there's like a modicum of pressure. Um, and like I was able to relate to that. So that character was like spot on in everything. And I know what some people are thinking, like everybody stumbles and all that stuff. Well, for me, it's a little bit of a different story. One that I don't really want to go into right now because I really want to focus on the game. And so you're Aiden, you're trying to find your sister Mia. I use that in air quotes because spoilers. Turns out not your sister. And it turns out the main villain, that's his daughter. So immediately at the end, it pulls the whole like, oh, you forgot this very important detail. And so like near the end, like, oh my, like I was genuinely surprised. Like that felt like a Luke, I am your father kind of moment where I just felt a little aghast by that. But overall, I just felt the rest of the story kind of to be lackluster. Like, why should I care about Mia? Like, dude. And there's just some weird plot designs with it. Like the part where it's like, oh, hey, you have to choose the needs of the many before the needs of the few. It's like, well, I'm choosing the needs of the many. Like, I don't really care about me. I don't feel like I have an emotional connection to her or a reason to truly care. And that right there just makes it a downfall of its own. And that's just like one of those things that just stick out to me like a sore thumb. Another sore thumb is probably the ending sequence. The ending sequence. So if you go back and you watch the E3 where Dying Light 2 was announced, it has the gameplay demo on the Xbox stage. That's literally it. That's the ending sequence. And I hate when developers do that. Like, dear God. Like, to me, that really seemed like the blueprint for the game. Like, okay, yeah. But then it's like, okay, yeah, we'll save for the end. And didn't really tell me what the game was. Mainly it comes down to like a two choice system. Every now and then, like you'll be put on a timer and given four choices. There's some optional dialogue. But as a game that really wanted to go for choice, I didn't feel as though choice was there. And it was more or less not like the old school RPG where actions equal consequences. It's more of like actions equal, okay, your ending's going to be this shade of blue. And that's kind of what got me at the end of the day as well. And it's just, if I'm able to kind of, just don't like when that happens. Just ever since Mass Effect. Just not liking how that happens. And plus, it's like, oh, Aiden, what did you do? You did this. So the ending I got was I saved the city. Let's see. The survivors were in charge. And essentially Mia's dead. So that was just about it. And thus, they tried a sequel bait a little bit. Honestly, I don't think Aiden would be a good benchmark to go off of, just because it felt like his acting was also so flat as well. And like the sound design of it is pretty good, from bashing in the zombies, but there's just some like acting directions that I just can't get behind. Like honestly, the Renegades, another faction in the game, just reminded me of the Vorcha from Mass Effect. Like they had the voice and everything. It was like the Vorcha met the psychos from Borderlands and like, oh, let's make a baby. Like, okay. Like I had the voice, I had the muscles and the craziness of the psychos. Little itch. Sorry. And honestly, like that's what's kind of hicking me up right now. And I wish, like, I want to love this game. I really do. Like, the thing is, Dying Light 2 just seems like an on and off. Like, there's moments where I love you and I think I want to go out with you. But then there's moments of just like, yeah, we're better off as friends. And that's just kind of it. It's just a good game. So honestly, I'm gonna tear one from the book of ACG, and I would just recommend this game for a sale. I think it does have a good amount of time. The side quests can definitely fill you up, and honestly, not a huge fan of how they went about with like their skins and everything, and it being like armor amounts and whatnot. That just felt like some weird Destiny looter shooter aspect that was just plugged in for whatever reason. But like everything else, like clicked. The parkour was good. Granted, though, at the beginning, I will say, invest your time into some stamina, because you will fall off like it is no tomorrow. You will fall off more than a cowpoke on a horse or a bull, your animal of your choosing. And those are just my thoughts of Dying Light 2. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Be sure to like, subscribe. Be sure to check out the Twitch. Doing some things on TikTok as well. And I will hopefully see you all later for the next one. Peace.